Do you know what's happening right now, Daniel, besides the Dogs not getting into tournament basketball?
I don't know what
That's
you're
okay.
talking about. I don't recognize the tournament.
Spring camp is here. We're going to talk about what's happening
talk
on the
about
football field next.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. He is Clint. I am Daniel. Today's episode brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs. And we are so happy that you're here because, it's Monday. It's another week. We got lots to talk about on the Georgia football front. And this just in, it's not speculation or wild hypothesizing that we're doing anymore. We're talking about football players who are on campus participating in football practices, running football drills. And we've put some eyes on some of those drills. And so there's some information gleaned. And boy, are you boys out here gleaning. We are gleaning.
We are thrilled.
Like it is our job, and in this respect, it is. So we're going to talk about the defensive side of the ball. We're going to talk about the offensive side of the ball, defensive backs, weapons in the wide receiving core. We got lots to discuss at fall camp or at spring practice. I'm sorry, but Clint, let's start here. This is really when the season starts for Georgia.
I was just going to say, if you're not paying attention to spring ball, I urge you, I beseech you, I encourage you, all the things that I can do. Pay attention, because spring ball is, in fact, where things get going. These reps count for something. We begin separating some people. And if you know anything about Kirby Smart, the reason why, and you hear about that all over, hey, Juju, what up, by the way, recruiting times and visits. There's a different tempo, a different pace, a different understanding at Georgia football practice than anywhere else in the nation, because Kirby Smart is running it, and Kirby Smart knows what he's doing, and Kirby Smart likes competition. So this is when things begin to separate. So pay attention. And Daniel, the news we got, the scuttlebutt that we're getting out of camp. Let's start with a very, very key position, because Javon Bullard about to make some dough. Okay.
Sure.
And by the way, real quick, while I have you all here talking about making some dough in the draft, go talk to every single Bulldog who is in the league and every Bulldog who is looking to be drafted. They will say this 10 times out of 10.
What are they going to say, Clint?
That NIL money don't mean jack. It's the bucks you get from a 4 to 5 year contract that really, really change things.
It's interesting because it seems like not everyone is struggling with the new format of college football, so much so that they were driven from their job. It seems like some people have adapted pretty admirably to the new conditions. And so that's just something I'm observing with my eyes, right?
My eyeballs tell me the same thing, Daniel.
We're not here to disparage anyone, but Kirby Smart is out here helping kids make real money. Like, I'm talking about real
generational
money.
Changing money.
Not like you bought a car and there goes your money.
Cool.
We're talking about actual real money. And so Javon Bullard, he's among those. Tyke Smith among those who's about to get in that payday. But Clint,
with that being said,
leaves a void at the star position, specifically safety star. Really, I mean,
little combo, little column A, little column B, whatever one you choose.
Yeah, because yes, they are Georgia, but you're going to get a lot of overlap. You're going to get a lot of somebody comes up a little gimpy on a play. You're going to slide somebody over. You're going to slide somebody else in. There's going to be some overlap in those positions. So that's a position of great interest to the Georgia fan base this spring.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, we have a couple of names that we're looking at, that safety and star position. And the two names that are being talked about at the star position should interest you, because I think it has ripple effects that we might talk about in the second segment. In the third segment, we're going to talk about a wide receiver who is showing out already. And if you don't understand the name Lawrence Cager, you don't understand the name I mean, Mitchell, if these names aren't ringing a bell, sideline comeback routes, end zone, stay for the third segment because we have a name like that. But Daniel, the safety star position, specifically star, two names come up.
Two names.
One is Aguero, which we heard that name before, haven't we, Daniel?
Well, we've said it a lot on this podcast, both sorts of in all sorts of contexts. We've said that name.
We have. Podcast. We have. It's some of it's been good, some of it's been bad. Now he did show that he needed some seasoning. He needed to hit the weight room and the film room a couple of times, but then he flashed at other times and showed us why he was a very lucrative. He was a freshman, very lucrative. We all can't be CJ Allen, okay? Like that's the reality of it. But it does look as well as Aguero. Also, Kyron Jones comes over, switched from running back to safety, defensive side DB. And if you want to talk about a kid who built to go ahead and fill an alleyway, Daniel, and not move from the alleyway, stand in the frame of the door.
My man built to fill a 4-lane highway. Like, no, forget about your alleyway. I mean, because Kyron Jones taking up plenty of space.
Go on to UGA's official page and look at this man's profile photo. He ain't no 6 foot 200. Like, I'm here to tell you, this man 215. Okay, he looks like Mike Tyson is ready to rumble and take out.
A bit of a Mike Tyson vibe to him,
doesn't he? Thank you.
It's a fascinating two guys.
It is,
and we're going to talk about maybe some more of the ripple effects, but let's just start here. Start the conversation here. You're dealing with two guys the same age, the same recruiting class. One of them comes in as one of the top safeties in the entire class. Number 2 overall safety in the entire country last year in the 2023 class. 5-star kid out of Massachusetts, comes down to UGA. The other one is a 3-star running back prospect.
Okay, that's interesting.
And they are competing side by side for reps at the star position. Now, we're going to talk about what we like about this, what we don't like about this, what this means to us, what we see in this. Let me just start by saying the recruiting gurus can only take you so far. And this is public service announcement number 500 on this podcast.
Listen.
But just don't get too riled up by your recruiting services and the star rankings and the analysis and all the things. Now, it's fun and it's interesting. And we love signing 5-stars. We love blue chip players. We love having good players. But there's no need to get too swept up in that, because when the kids get on campus, they got to put pads on. They got to go out there and they got to show Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann a couple of things. And T-Rob and the other defensive staff, they got to show them a few things in order to get those reps. It's interesting to see these two guys battling. We're going to talk about who we maybe like to come out of that battle, or what we foresee happening.
To me.
All of that and more, plus a wide receiver prospect that you should have your eye on after this.
This week's March Madness Bracket Highlight is brought to you by our friends at Nissan. Each week, we're picking one team that stands out, a team that's pushed it further than the rest.
Is it Georgia?
It's Daniel. Stop.
Maybe
just
next
like
week. It could be next week.
2024 Nissan SUVs. These guys are able to take it to the next level. Utah State, Daniel, how do you like Utah State as a basketball team?
Love first-year head coach. They are a really fun team to watch. Really surprised some people. Came out, won their league in the regular season.
That's right. They surprised Power Performance against New Mexico, giving them the first outright Mountain West title program history. They say win life, go Rogue, and that's exactly what the Aggies have done here. Take the Nissan Rogue, Nissan Pathfinder, or Nissan Armada, and go find your next big adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. But Daniel, that's not all who we want to talk about. We also want to talk about Amazon Fire TV. Fire TV is your destination for sports, live games, highlights, in-depth analysis, offering amazing viewing experiences with smart TVs, as well as the Fire Stick that can plug into your existing TV and provides access to millions of movies and TV's episodes, as well as free and live TV. Whether it's opening weekend of baseball, or college basketball, you're going.
Is there any college basketball on this week?
Y'all, gentlemen who don't want any more offspring, you know what to do. Go ahead and lay yourself up for 3 days and watch March Madness. It's that time of year for everybody. Fire TV recently created Fire TV channels to deliver a consistent, constant supply of the latest videos for your favorite sports brand, all for free. That includes all of us at Locked On, most of the big pro sports leagues, college conferences as well. Fire TV channels lets you dive into all the game analysis, highlights, and more. Keep up to date, March Madness, NBA, MLB, and more. Not to mention great news, entertainment, gaming, travel, cooking shows as well. Check out Fire TV channels on Fire TV and Alexa devices. If you haven't checked out Fire TV channels, you should. Trust me on this. Learn more. Amazon.com/LockedOnFireTV. It's interesting, Daniel, because as we talk about these two names, one, an ex-running back who is built like a just absolute brick with legs, running around, hitting people, as well as Aguero, who is more in the mold of what I would say a free safety. Are you shocked that these two names are the two names that are being referenced at the star position, Daniel?
Well, I think Kyron Jones is going to shock you. I mean, it's not like he switched over to defensive back. Here's the thing. Georgia could have used a little bit of running back depth last year. Okay. It's now this year they went out and signed all them running backs. I know only one of them's on campus this spring, but come this fall, they're going to get what I think 3 more. Did we sign 4 backs in this class or was it only 3? There's a lot of running backs coming in for Georgia this year, but last year we could have used the running back deck. And so when Kyron Jones comes in and he almost immediately makes the move to defensive back, the antenna should be going up as a Georgia fan, and you should be saying to yourself, Kirby Smart must have seen some things in this young man.
Have we had success of taking somebody on the offensive side of the ball, put him on defensive side? Has Kirby done that well before?
Somebody on the defensive side of the ball, move him to the offensive side of the ball. Kirby sees some things, and sometimes, let's just say it this way. Kirby Smart's probably smarter than your high school coach.
Hey.
Or, dare I say, speculate.
Can I speculate more? Can I expand the speculation?
Sure, let's get weird.
Smarter than you.
Oh, the Georgia fan? No, not the Georgia fan.
Also the guru. Also the insider.
Oh, also the recruiting guru. Yeah. Kirby Smart maybe sees some things. So when he moves over, you got to think, all right, well, this kid's got a shot to play. It is interesting to me that it's him. You knew that Aguero was going to find his way into the mix. I'll tell you what it says to me, though, Clint.
Go more.
If Aguero's repping star, Clint,
what does that mean? Go ahead.
Well, we know Malachi Stark's going to be back there locked
He's the other
in
safety.
to one of them safety spots. Okay. Locked in. Now, David Daniel, obviously a veteran, experienced name that we expect to factor heavily into the safety rotation. Don't hear me saying there's only one name left. That's not what I'm saying.
We enjoy you, by the way. Great depth, great player, great vision, great.
And hey, listen, who do we want to play safety for the University of Georgia this year, Clint? Which guy do we hope it is?
Well, the one that Kirby Smart wants to play safety.
Now there it is. So don't hear us saying something we're not saying. But if Aguero's repping star,
okay,
it just seems to open the door for KJ Bolden season, maybe earlier rather than later, because in terms of like really too talented to not get a real shot.
There it is.
On this roster, Aguero's the only guy in front of KJ Bolden that falls into he's too talented to not give him a long look. Like Aguero's gonna get a long look somewhere this fall.
Aguero is too good not to touch the field. We're not saying because he's looking at star, and he did come out of high school as a safety, and that's where his natural position is. His natural position is more in a back pedal, and the star
just
position,
like Javon Bullard, just like Tyke Smith. Well, hello. Well, those guys seem to
they panned out pretty well.
Transition just fine.
So I think this speaks to actually two things. This is not Aguero is pushed out because of Bolden. Don't read that.
No,
because
it's not the headline.
It's not the headline. Because if there are two positions that are really crucial for UGA's 3-4 defense, as some people say, which it's not, by the way. That was a joke. People in the YouTube comments, back off me. I'm not calling us a 3-4. Certain people do. In our defense, the inside linebacker, the main inside linebacker, the alpha, and star, those two positions have a lot of weight on them. So Aguero is not you don't toss somebody into the star position that can't hack it at safety. That's not what we're saying. You have to be a dude to be at the star position.
Yeah.
But it does say that because of that transition. Now, Dan Jackson, we love you. You helped our season incredibly in national championship runs, and I love you on the team.
I hope that several years from now you don't tweet that you wish you had never gone to UGA. It would be a shame because you are great.
You're
just
beloved.
hear us when we say we love you a lot.
We love you, but your ceiling's not the same as KJ Bolden's. Okay,
that's true.
I'm just saying true things. I'm getting observed. Now, if that's the case, if we're saying we're rolling into the season with the only experienced safeties, Dan Jackson, Ja'Cory Thomas, and all of a sudden we get to KJ Bolden. KJ Bolden has a shot. He's going to have every opportunity this spring and heading into the summer, heading into fall camp to be the dude at the other starting safety position. And again, if Guerrero and Bullard, I think they're going to trade out at the start position just like we did last year. Everybody, just get ready. They're going to replicate that system of a change. It means that KJ Bolden's going to have every opportunity. And I think he shines out, and I think he starts day one. Truth be told, I'm calling my shot. I think he starts day one as the other safety opposite Malachi Starks in this defense. And I love Gennaro Aguero. I love him at the star position, Daniel. I was excited for him at safety. I'm more excited for him. Let
me just say, if there is a day one against Clemson starting lineup that involves KJ Bolden and Jonel Aguero, I just got some indigestion. Like I'm going to be the guy to say it. Like, since, it's fine. We're all Georgia fans here. We're all very excited about the team.
But also,
I feel a lot of indigestion.
Because, Daniel, really quick, KJ Bolden, Aguero, do they have a lot of championship reps?
Well, none. They have none. Okay. And then
that doesn't seem like a lot.
We're dealing with a first-time starter at corner and Dalen Everett at the other corner. Maybe. And now those are our two guys in the middle. It's just, I feel a lot of indigestion. But
and Georgia, also, what if I was to tell you this?
We're going to have to go through some of these growing pains. Like, it's going to have to happen.
This DB room is going to give you indigestion until it's going to take, I think, 3 games to figure out who we are in the defensive backfield. I truly do, because this just in, Ellis Robinson might be the other star. I say maybe. I don't know who's going to start opposite, because Ellis Robinson, he ain't playing second fiddle to no one.
Might not be.
We're going to come back after this and tell you why a wide receiver you need to keep your eyes on. But first, these. And these are, in fact, LinkedIn, everybody's favorite place. When you're hiring for small businesses, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools, help you find the right professionals of the team faster and free. We love them. And, your boys know some people who are still looking for work. And we always tell them, you know what? Here's a help for you. LinkedIn Jobs. That's where you need to go.
That's right.
If you can't find people on social networking sites, because maybe you have been removed from those social networking sites, LinkedIn you can go to, and you can go there.
You've probably not been blocked from LinkedIn.
It's not just another job board. It has a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals, which makes it the best place to hire, gives you access to professionals you can't find anywhere else. LinkedIn does all this while making the process easy and intuitive. LinkedIn knows small businesses are wearing so many hats and might not have the time or resources to hire. LinkedIn is constantly finding ways to make that process easier. They even have just launched a feature, helps you write job descriptions, making the process even easier and quicker. 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. To post your job for free, terms and conditions apply. Enough with defense.
Clint, let's get to tell them about a wide receiver. And by tell them about a wide receiver, I mean tell them again about a wide receiver, because
we've been here.
We tried to tell you about it. It was the bonus pick. We were only supposed to give 3 names, and Clint said 3 names not good enough for me.
I said
that's not the way I want to do it. They don't call it the final 3.
No, they don't.
We're gonna go with 4 names, and the 4th name was a young man transferred up. I was going to say down from Miami, but he transferred up both geographically and categorically. He transferred up. Like there are promotions, demotions, and then there are resurrections. Clint, that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with an
this man got
Easter
baptized
level
by coming up here.
We are dealing with an Easter Sunday-esque resurrection. Colby Young transfers from Miami. Mario Cristobal used to be his coach, and now Kirby Smart's his coach. So,
I used to drive a Ford Focus. And then
now I fly in a private jet. Like that's what we're dealing with here.
That's what we're talking about here, people. Yeah. Colby Young is going to go ahead, and if I had to take a flyer, if people are going to give me juice on leading receivers for Georgia touchdowns this year,
there's no juice in our bet, Clint. Just so you know, there's no juice in our bet. I'm not giving you.
I'm trying to troll my man right now. I'm trying to get some action early before the bet comes my way in the summer. Daniel, I have a bet every single year. $1.99. Glad you're here, the loyal third segment listeners.
We're gonna go ahead about the bet.
They know about the bet. I know they know about the bet. I'm just referencing again. Colby Young, if give me some juice, I'll take him to lead this. Let me say it slowly for you guys to make sure you hear. If you were to give me a list of all the people, the value bet I'm taking, Colby Young to lead this team in touchdowns is a value bet I'll take every day. Now he's not
the wide receiver group.
From the wide receiver
group. Yeah,
thank you.
He's not going to score more touchdowns than Trevor Etienne, but
which by the way, we might have to have a whole show on Etienne because from all accounts, dude ain't touched in open field. Daniel,
no, that's because we're starting a redshirt freshman and a true freshman at safety and star, so that could be why he's not touched in the open field. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go back there?
We said the season has started. So if you don't have the negativity and the pessimism that we exhibit, that's on you. Season has started.
Listen, I know all the rival fan bases out there think that I am just the most ridiculous Georgia homer, and that's my favorite part of this podcast.
Yeah,
is that people think that I am just like a only say good things about Georgia homer.
We're gonna just one of these days.
I don't like team. I don't. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. I am not excited about some of the early games in the season. There's a lot of things, and one of them is that. One of them is on the defensive side of the ball.
Caution you, dog fans, for those out here flapping them gums that Clemson has no shot, and we're going to blow them out. For the love of all, chill. Because this game might be 13-15.
Do you remember how we won because of a pick six last time, and that was the only reason that we won the game?
Oh, and remember all those safeties that helped with that? They're gone. I mean, long gone.
Long gone. Nakobe Dean ain't walking to that door to register 9.5 sacks.
So why don't you chill out? Getting season fun. Let's talk about
Colby Young's going to absolutely be a problem. I think there are 2 transfer wide receivers on this team, all due to Michael Jackson from USC.
Yeah.
I think there are 2 transfer wide receivers on this team that are going to be a problem. One of them is London Humphreys. One of them is Colby Young. Colby Young flashing early, giving the indications that he is, in fact, him. And it doesn't come as a surprise to us, Clint, because, again, you put talented weapons around an all-league quarterback in a very diverse system called by an incredibly successful play caller.
That's it.
You're going to have success, Clint. That is just a bona fide fact.
So Carson Beck, number 1 quarterback this coming year. Mike Bobo.
Please do not talk to me about quarterbacks who play for Colorado. Please do not talk to me about nepotism.
Please stop.
I don't want to hear about it. I truly don't want to hear about it.
Carson Beck, best returning. Second, Mike Bobo, and I know you're going to hate this, dog fans.
Only one of them is going to hate it. Only one of the dog fans is going to hate it.
And he don't talk to me no more because he ran out of any viable option and now has just resorted to name calling. So
It happens to the best of us.
No, it happens to the worst of us, Daniel.
Yeah, no, that's actually true.
Colby Young's going to have every opportunity with an offensive-minded OC who likes to air it out until we get the lead, and then we milk it out, who wants to get up, and Carson Beck is going to show out this year, and Georgia's going to have to rely on wide receivers to do that work. And he's guys, double digits touchdowns is not out of the question for Colby Young. I'm not calling my shot, but it's not out of the question. Don't think of him as a dude who's only going to get 25 catches and a couple tuds. No, don't do that. This has been Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. We're going to be back tomorrow talking about returning players to keep an eye on, not transfers, not freshmen, but people who have been on the team, been in the program, coming back. We'll see you guys then.
See ya.